I A pleasant good evening to everyone. Again, we are here at the most interactive math class online. And this evening we are looking at matrices. Matrices. So the first question I'm asking is, what is a matrix? It's a rectangular array of numbers, letters. Now, what is the purpose of doing all this? Well, a matrix produces order. But last week I was thinking in my head, what is the purpose of doing matrix so that you can you can solve a simultaneous equation. Actually, everything that we do leading up to solving a simultaneous equation. And after that, that's the end of matrices. It takes about three weeks at max to fully understand the matrices. So tonight, what we'll do, addition of matrix, subtraction of matrix, and multiplication of matrices, the order of the matrix. And probably we would just start equality of matrices, right? If we could get to that, then we would have covered the basics of matrices. All right. All right. Good. So a rectangle has a length and a width. Length and a width. All right, so you have your length and your width. All right. So for example, the numbers are arranged in columns like 2, 4, 3. -8, 9, 0, 1, 4, 7. So they are arranged in columns. So how many columns do we have here, Shalome? How many columns do we have here?
3.
2?
3.
3. There are 3 columns. Yeah, 3 columns. Let me just outline them again. So 1. This is a column. 2. It's another column. 3. 3 column. All right. Now, the order of a matrix is defined by the number of columns, well, rows by columns. All right. Now, these are the rows. One row, 2 rows, 3 rows. All right. So it's visual. So you can actually see you have 3 rows, and in this case, you also have 3 columns. All right. So this is called the order of the matrix. right? So let's write that. The order of the matrix, very important, huh? Very important, this point. The order of a matrix. Well, let me even not put columns first because it's rows first. So take this down, everyone. Hence, 3 by 3. R by C. Rows by column. All right, so let me give an example now. Tell me, tell me if you I'll give you 10 seconds to write this and move on. So if you have a matrix, um, let's call it matrix X. What is the order of the matrix here? What is the order? Put in the chat. What's the order of the matrix? Kiara, that's correct. Ezekiel, that's correct. Matthias, that's correct. So the order is 2 by 3. Now, the let's look at this in the in the first in the first column. Let's say in the second column. So let me put at the top. I just want to, let me put by at the top 2 by 3. Or probably I should write this. So it's 2 by 3. Now each number is called an element or number, right? So in the second column, um, the second number in the second column is what? Ezekiel. In the second column, the second number in the second column is how much? I showed you the second column. So the the second number in the second column is what? Ezekiel. Kiara.
Oh,
Oh, right? So it's 4. All right. The second number, the first number is 2 in the second column. The second number is 4 in the second column. All right. Uh, Next question. In the first row, the first row would be this row. What is the third element or number in the first row? What is the third element in the first row or number? Matthias.
6.
6. All right. So in the first column.
Hi, so good night. I'm not reaching. I was getting some problems, so.
All right. Nice to have you.
Okay, so yes, sir.
So in the first column, the third number is 6. All right. All right. So far, those people just came in. We looked at what is defined in our matrix. We defined the matrix. It's a rectangular array of numbers or elements. Let's go back. All right. Or letters, numbers, letters, we call them elements. We looked at the order of the matrix, which is determined by the number of rows. Rows always first, R, and then columns, C. All right. So we were just having a little practice in terms of where is the row, where is the column. All right. I'm gonna do one more. And then we're gonna move on. Now, Alvin and Brian, I'm taking this from the textbook. When shopping, and they bought the following items. By right, so here are the things that they bought. They bought a pair of socks. They bought a pair of shoes. And they even bought a cricket bat. All right, so Alvin, Brian. So 5 pairs of socks. Brian, 4 pairs of socks. 3 pairs Alvin of shoes. 7 pairs of shoes. 6 bats. 2. Represent the information given in the table above by a suitable M by N matrix. State the order. Represent the information. So people who are doing paper 3 by chance, I have seen questions like this come for paper 3. All right, so very simple. We just start and look at you're able to do this. So represent this as a suitable M by N matrix. Very simple, very straightforward. So Matthias, right? And how would you write? Right, so how would you show this matrix now? It would be 5, 4, 3, 7, 6, 2 in brackets. Right, so this is how we represent it. And of course, it's row first by the number of columns. Any questions? Any questions?
No, sir. No, sir.
Right. Good. So I just want to quickly look at the different types of matrices there are. We have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 types. It's going to take us about 6 minutes to talk about it. First of all, well, you would have types of matrices. Just now, hold on, let me just plug in my computer. Excuse me. Right, great. I sometimes forget to plug in the laptop. Okay, so good. So the column matrix, as the word suggests, will consist of a single vertical array of numbers. So let's go. We could call this 4, -6. All right, so this is a single vertical array of elements. So what would be the order of this matrix? Anybody just open your mics. Tell me what is the order of the column matrix here?
2 by 1.
2 by 1. 2 rows, 1 column. Now, let me not give you this hard one. Let's start easy. All right. A square matrix consists of what? The same number of rows and the same number of columns. So in this case, this is a 2 by 2. Same amount of rows, same amount of columns. So this is row by column. Same amount of rows, same amount of columns. Sorry. Just give it 10 seconds. All right, let's go on. The null matrix, a null matrix would be, so all the elements are 0. all the elements being zero. So what we looked at so far, we looked at the column matrix. Then we looked at a square matrix. So the column was just the elements of one column, right? One vertical column matrix. Then we had the square matrix. And now we have a null matrix. Number 4. This one is important because when we do the diagonal matrix, well, when we do this is a diagonal, but when we do a joint and so on, and finding the determinant, we have to come back to this. So this is called a diagonal matrix. So all right, let me show you what it is first. Now, let's look at a diagonal. So a diagonal goes this way. That's a diagonal. Now that direction, this is called a leading diagonal. So moving from top left to bottom right, it is called a leading diagonal. And the other way represents the non-leading diagonal. So, which is this way. So you have a leading diagonal moving from left to right and a non-leading diagonal. So it's a square matrix in which the leading diagonal values greater than 0 or less than 0. Or we could say I'm studying how to put this. It's a square matrix in which the non-leading diagonal is 0. To put it that way. Or we could say where the leading diagonals are integers. Integers are positive or negative numbers. But I didn't want to use that. If you notice, I try not to use those mathematical words too much. So an integer is a negative or positive number. All right, so you have your leading diagonal, which has values, they are integers, and your non-leading diagonal is zero. So the diagonal matrix, a square matrix in which the non-leading diagonal is zero. Very important. Number 4, very important. Very, very important. We'll go over all for those persons who came in late. All right, one more. I'm looking to see how many I have. One more. This is a very important one too. A unit matrix. Because you could always end up with a unit matrix. Really interesting. A unit matrix is where your leading diagonal, again, notice that the leading diagonal from left, top left, bottom right, they are 1. So this is a diagonal matrix. It's 1. Let me take this down. All right, so let us recap. Everybody took this down. Can I recap? More people still writing.
Yes, sir. Could take it down.
Still writing?
No, sir.
All right, so let's go. So we started off tonight, testing memory. What was the first one we looked at again? A column matrix, right? The first one was a column matrix. And the second one was, the second one was a,
Square matrix.
all right, a square matrix. So let's go back to it for those people who came in late. So we're looking at the types of matrices. So we looked at this column matrix, right? The vertical array of elements or numbers. Our square matrix had the same number of rows and columns, right? So the square matrix had a 2 by 2 order. So the order of your square matrix, it's 2 by 2. The order of the column matrix was 2 by 1. Remember, we started with the row first and the column next. Your null matrix, all your elements are 0. Very important. Your diagonal matrix, we spoke about the leading diagonal moving from top left to bottom right. This is called the leading diagonal. And your non-leading diagonal would go from the other direction. And of course, you have a leading diagonal and numbers. They're non-leading 0. Then your unit matrix is a leading diagonal, is a diagonal matrix in which your leading diagonal is 1. All right, so I want to stop tonight at multiplication and matrices. So this is recorded, so now to understand the addition, and we want to look at addition and subtraction of matrices. This is short. Right, this one is easy. It just asks for order. It's just asking you for order. And what I mean by that, I would show you. Let's say we want to add. Let me say we have a matrix A. And matrix A is equal to 5, 2, 3, 1. Matrix B is equal to -7, 1, -2, 3. And then matrix C is equal to 1, 6, -7, 0. So calculate A plus B A minus B B minus C, and finally A plus B plus C. So let's look at A plus B. So once you have a hang of this, gets easy. So A so the 5 represents our, in the first column, the 5 is the first element, the 2 is the second element. In the first column, the 5 again, in the first row, sorry, 5 is the first element, 3 is the second element. All right, so we're going to add A to B. So what we're going to do, we are going to add the 5. So we have some order here. So this 5 will add to this -7. So that's your order. All right, so you're working with the 5 and you're working with the 7. All right. Then if you can go by the column, so we could work this one. So you're going to work with the 2. You have to work with this one. Right? This is a 1. Right? All right, so you're working with that order all the time. So 5 plus -7.
-2.
-2. So we continue with our order. So it now will be 2 plus 1, 3 plus -2, and 1 plus 3. Anybody lost? Anybody want me to go that over, or we can move on?
Yes, sir. I would like you to go over it, please.
All right. So we said everything is in order. That order is with respect to each matrix. So this was matrix A. It's 2 by 2. Matrix A, B, 2 by 2. So it's 5, and it's 7, it's 3, and it's -2, the 1, and it's 3. Right? So we have, remember the matrix is a rectangular array of elements. So you have A, B, C, D. Now in the other matrix, A will correspond to A, B will correspond to B, C will correspond to C, and D will correspond to D. All right, so that is what we're doing. So it's 5 plus -7. Plus and a minus is 5 plus -7, which is the same as 5 minus 7. That's how we got -2. The other one, you can either work with the next column or the next row. So you could say it's 3 plus -2, or we could continue with the next column. 2 plus 1, just 3. 3 plus -2, which is 3 minus 2, which is, and 1 plus 1 plus 3, which is 4. All right, next. Everything is recorded. All right, so A minus B. Put your answers in the chat. A minus B. Put your answers in the chat. There are 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3. The answers in the chat. You'll get a 2 by 2 matrix. Put the answers in the chat. Jeremiah made a mistake with your 13 and your 2. Matthias, yeah, that's correct. Anybody else? Shalomi, you made a mistake with your first column. No, your first row. Kiara, that's correct. Shalomi, check your column again, your first column. Naomi, oh, you made a mistake with your 1 and your 5. They're in the wrong positions. Where's Vion? Is Vion here? Vion, I didn't see anything from you. Jeremiah, um, as I said, you're 13. No, check it again, Jeremiah. You still have that wrong. Vion, I'm not seeing anything from you. Ezekiel, you sent anything to me yet? Naomi, send it to me privately. Send it to me privately. Yeah, that's okay. That's correct. All right, so let's look at this again. So it's 5 minus 7, which is 5 plus 7. 5 plus 7 is 12. Jeremiah, it's 12. 2 minus 1, 3 minus 2, 1 minus 3. Everybody understands that? Anybody lost? Anybody lost?
No, sir.
All right. All right, so we're doing part C, B minus C. B minus C. Go ahead. B minus C. B minus C. Any answers yet? Jeremiah, you just sent something? Not sure. B minus C. Yes, Kiara, that's correct. B minus C. See if we could get all 4 numbers together, Jeremiah. You'll have to press B minus C. Leon, B minus C. All right. Ezekiel, did I see from you? Jeremiah, your -9 is not correct. Everything else is correct. Ezekiel, did I see from you? Anything? Naomi Joseph, did I see from you? Vion?
No, sir.
All right, you have 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3. I just want to quickly introduce multiplication. Remember, we'd already go an hour and a half. We just go for 1 hour. Our time is up. So, and I want to introduce multiplication. So that one is a little challenging, but not as not only with practice you'll get that one. I just want to show you the multiplication of matrices. We're supposed to do scalar before multiplication, but because at time, I just want to introduce that to you quickly. All right, everybody, Ezekiel, I'm not seeing any work. Vion, can you send your work quickly? The B minus C. B minus C. So the first one was A plus. The first part was A plus B. This was A. The next one was B. I want B. I want part C. Part C is B, -7 and 1, -2 and 3, minus C, which is 1, 6, -7, 0. Kiara, I hope that you did part D already. So we'll talk about part D shortly. All right, so I'm just waiting on Vion to send her answer before I move on. And Naomi, come on quickly, people. We don't have much time. We have one more thing to do.
Sir, I just sent it.
All right. I'll look at that with just now, Kiara. Shalomi, yeah, 8. And you're 9. So check that out. All right. And who else? Vion, going once. I can't wait. Twice. So we're looking at B minus C. I wrote it here. B minus C, people. For those. All right. So this is B. And we are minusing C. So B minus C, that's the question, gives how much? People, come on. B minus C is how much, people? Vion? I'm not, okay, so I can't wait. I did not see work from, all right, somebody just messaged me. Naomi, you're -5 in your first column. That's not correct. Right, that's better. So that's correct, Naomi. Going once with Vion, going twice. I'm not seeing any work from her. All right, so we can't wait. All right, so let's go. So we're looking at B minus C, so it is -7 minus 1. All right, so these are the relating elements, as I said before. So -7 -7 minus 1. Write it at the top here. So negative 7 minus 1 is equal to negative 8. Then we look at the 1 and the 6. So 1 minus 6 is equal to negative 5. So that negative 5. So notice that it's go in co with the order. All right, so it goes in co with the order. Now we're going to the next column. All right, we're going to the next column. So I'm going to the 2 and the 7. So this one was a little tricky. When I was doing it, I said, let me see how many persons going to get this out. So this is negative 2. Let me write that. Minus negative 7. Now, a minus and a minus gives me a plus. So negative 2 minus minus 7 is equal to negative 2 plus 7. And that is equal to 5, people. A minus and a plus means to subtract the two numbers. So that gives me 5. And the last one, so we're moving this down to 3 minus 0. Now 3 minus 0 will give me the same 3. So that's the answer. And the last one, A plus B plus C. Well, we already worked out what was A plus B, which was minus 2, 1, 3, 4. So we add in to C, which is 1, negative 7, 6, and 0. So this is already A plus B, and now we are adding it to C. How much is that? Go ahead, put your answer in the chat. I want to see everybody's, including Vion, sending it to me privately. So any answers in the chat? Last one. All right, so Kiara, you had sent your work earlier on, and that's correct. Just looking at it now, that's correct, Kiara. Naomi, no, Naomi. Use your calculator. Use a calculator. That's not correct. We are adding 2, negative 2, 3, 1, 4. That's A plus B to 1, 6, negative 7, 0. Check again, Naomi. Show me that is... I'm not sure how you're writing it. You have to put it in order for me, Shalomi. Doing it like that, I'm confused because I'm not sure if that's correct. Vion, that's correct. Very good, Vion. So Shalomi, do it one on top the other. So I could Right, so why I didn't, right, so that's your first row. The 9 is wrong. If that, okay, now it looks good. So your 9 and your 6 is wrong. And I see you do this all night where you're mixing up that last one. So I think there is something in the visual for you. Jeremiah, I'm seeing -1, but I'm not sure. Matthias, yes, Matthias, that's correct. P- Ezekiel, all right, people, their answer is straightforward. Keep the order. Keep the order. Shalom. That's correct. Shalom. That's correct. Good. Very good. Very good. So people, it is -1 plus 1. All right. So somebody just sent Jeremiah. Jeremiah, that's correct. Very good. Very good. Very good, Jeremiah. You got it now. All right, so keep your order. So it's -2 plus 1, which is -1. 3 plus 6 is 9. 1 plus -7, which is -6. And 4 plus 0, which is 4. All right, I think everybody got that. All right, now our time is up, but I just want to show you quickly how to multiply a matrix. All right, I just want to quickly show you how to multiply a matrix. All right, multiplication on matrices. All right, what we need to do, right, so pay attention, people. This one is tough. Sorry to start off by telling you this one is tough, but let's see. So, right. Now, to multiply a matrix, listen carefully, people. We are working the row by column formula. Rule. It's a row. Let's call this A and B row. So we are doing row by column. So what's the first element in the first row? First element is what? What is the first element?
A.
A. What's the first element in the column?
C.
C. So keep that in mind. So we're multiplying first element in the row by first element in the column. Then we're going to multiply our second element by our second column, element in the second column. Let's go that again. So the first element of the row, I'm going to multiply it by the first in the column, the second in the row by the second in the column. So let's go. That's the rule right throughout. So let's start. The 3 and the 5. And we're working with this column. And then we just repeat the same thing again. Right, so that's how we're going to work. So you're going to start with it 3 and 5. So you're going to start with it 3 and 5. So it will be 3 times 5. Plus, I'm going to add it to 6 times 7. 42. Anybody lost? That's easy. So 3 times 5 plus 6 times 7. When we're done with that, we're going to do the same thing again. So we started up here. Now we're going to just go down. We're going to do the same thing again. So 4 times 5 plus 2 times 7. So we're almost halfway through. So you're going to start all over again. We did the top row, bottom row. Top row, bottom row. Now, we're going to start to the top again, but now we're taking this, carry it over here and start all over again. So let's go again. So it is 3 times 1 and 6 plus 6 times 8. Out. Oh. I have a little kitten that here balls. All right. So 3 times 1, 6 times 8. Now we're going to do that again. So I'm going to take it and we're going to go down to this. Let's go again. So it's 4 times 1 plus 2 times 8. All right. And that's it. We did our multiplication. Now, usually students don't write all that, but it's the first time. 5 times 3. 5 times 3.
15.
6 times 7.
42.
All right. 4 times 5.
20.
Plus 7 times 2.
14.
1 by 3 is 3. 6 times 8.
48.
And 2 times, 4 plus 2 times 8.
16.
16.
All right, so we're almost done. Now, what you can do when you're doing this, and I'm going to go it over, you could skip this line. So instead of writing 2 times 5, you could put your 15 plus 42. All right, so 15 plus 42 57. 20 plus 14.
34.
3 plus 48. And 4 plus 16.
20.
And this is your answer. Here's your answer. We're going to do one more. We're going to do one more. So we use the row by column rule. We use a row. Now, you will forget this if you do not practice it. All right? I don't want to know how bright you are. You will forget this if you don't practice. This is very confusing. And when we started off, I told you that this. So I'm going to give some homework to you guys that you could practice. All right, next Saturday night we'll have to I wonder next Saturday. I'm not sure about next Saturday, right? I think I have to go to South, but if I have to, I would send a message to you guys. All right. All right, so the row by column rule, that's what I call it. Row by column rule. So you're using your first element by your first element. Second element multiply by a second. So A times, so let me just write this. So it's A times C plus, it's always plus, B by D. All right, so this is recorded, and then you do it with the next row. You go to the next row. So let's do one. Let's do one, and that's it for tonight. We actually went an hour and a half. So let's do one, and that's it for tonight. So let's go. So A is equal to 6 negative 3, 5, 4. So people who are in school, you have to practice this to get good at it. So during your lunchtime, you could go to your library and you could do some of this work, right? I want to encourage you, get some of this work done. It's not as easy as you think it is, all right? So calculate AQ. Calculate AQ. Go ahead. Try it on your own. I'm going to stop the recording now because it's going to take us a little time to get it.